Just say when.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's that time of the week again. Yes, it's Friday night. It's 8:30, and we're coming live from the Market Grill, centre of the universe, for the 1775 Whisky Passport. Collectively, we are making the Whisky world a smaller place. There we go, Tatty Peel. And of course, you can pick us up on Facebook and YouTube, but hopefully through time we can direct you to YouTube because it helps us when we revisit the world record again.
Correct.
And of course, to my left, I've got my compadre here. You probably know him as Tatty Peel. Nobody else knows what his actual name is, but it's Neil Forbes. And then down there behind the camera,
Evening.
Our compadre Gregor, the technician. Nanu.
On the Iron Brew as well.
Iron Brew.
Yeah, you'll not be able to drive after that.
You should see him in the Whisky.
Oh.
What's the name of that hotel?
The Royal Hotel in Dunkeld. We're all barred from it.
We're barred from it. Yes.
Aye.
We won't go too much into it, but poor Gregor must have had a bad meal or something at some point. And
Well, it was the time reveal and you got him at the very end. I just broke him.
Anyway, it was.
Hope Agatha's not watching in tonight.
It was a tartan carpet, put it that way, you know. Just as well Lily never seen it or she'd have been munching it all up. But anyway, we've got folk eating here, so we're going to get cracking on today. And before we go any further, remember, drink responsibly for all you people out there. Finish what's in your glass. Do not consume it all in a winner. George, Darren, Bob, we've got some spectators tonight, so they've been well warranted. So, and of course, have to be the legal age in your country. Unlike who? Mini Darren, a couple of weeks ago. MD, he's in the audience tonight, and we're keeping an eye on him. So we're not having the police coming here.
Could be Whisky and Coke is on.
I'll be
Whisky and Coke, Graham.
The
better be the Whisky and that
seen that,
Coca-Cola.
or he'll be having an orange and squeezing the vodka into it with syringe. That's what they used to do.
From Walliford drinking that. I thought
Aye.
they just injected the vodka in
That's
Walliford.
straight in. Anyway, Tatty Peel, go and give us a wee brief about these whilst I go and see who's here.
Right. The first one we've got to try today is one of my favourites, the Mortlach. A Speyside, Diageo's one, but it's a 12-year-old we're trying today because you go above that, it gets a bit expensive. Interesting one I've never tried before, Glenallachie, 10-year-old, but it's cask strength. George, you be very careful with that one tonight, pal.
Dancing on the table.
And the third one we've got is Iliach. It's an unnamed distillery in Islay. Iliach Bay.
Secret distillery.
I suspect it's Bowmore, but that's only my guess from there. We'll discuss that later on due course. So, 3 different whiskies, completely across the board there. And I'm looking forward to trying them.
Absolutely, of course, Mr. Dewar that dials in, he loves the Mortlach, because here we have the 12, we've got the 16, we've got the 20-year-old as well, plus we've got a special edition, so we've got fair or whack of Mortlach.
My favourite's 18.
Yep.
18-year-old, yeah.
That reminds me of the time we were at the Whisky show and Neil decided to have a few extra Mortlachs at the end of the day. Yes, we'll say no more. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember it. I didn't fall off my seat in Indian restaurant. Oh, you did.
Somebody pushed me off my seat. Anyway, a warm welcome to Susan and the Gin Brigade up there. Moorland McDermott.
Well, Susan, after 6 months, we're not getting converted into whiskey yet. No, this is ridiculous, man.
Keith Hepburn saying you're as loud as ever, Tatty Peel.
Well, he actually put on Facebook that last week. Somebody talks more than me.
Oh, Christ. It must have been Gregor, is it?
I'm going to be, aye. Right, Heppy, how's your golf going, pal?
That's it, the old
King golfer.
Is he? Joe Myers is a good golfer. There's Joe the Toe. He's on from Philadelphia. I had a good chat with him the other day there. So we're trying to persuade him to come over to Scotland for a few months to stay up the stairs and come and help us. So he should be thinking about that.
Hoover the whiskey up.
Aye. He was on the bourbons, he told us.
We'll change that.
Yeah.
Here's a week with him.
That's it. And Kevin Fitzsimmons, good to see you as always, bud. Crazy Kev, we called him last week there. And Alex, and I'm just looking for some of the regular.
Alex for Trinent.
Is
the
that?
Belter. The Belter, aye.
Pork Chop is hopefully dialing in, and we've got the folk in the audience, so it's lovely to see you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Now, have you got any special occasions, birthdays, anything like that?
I don't think so, no. But this weekend we should be away tomorrow to the Whisky show.
That's right.
Been cancelled on us, so we're having to stay here and work.
Stay put and not do anything.
But, we'll look forward to next year, though. Look forward to it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Good experience down there, yeah.
But not everything's all sad and gloom. Some things are exciting. Now, what would be exciting, folks, today?
Being a member of 1775 Whisky Passport.
I want to sign up now.
You not signed up before?
Yeah, I want to sign. I'm being sarcastic. This is what the people, our friends watching us, are saying. I want to sign up to the 1775 Whisky Passport. We've got well over the 30 members at the moment. I noticed my friend 35. Gordon Smith in Brentford signed up. It's a great thing for if you're wanting to get somebody a Christmas present or a birthday present as well. We know it's £25. We are hitting hard on the sustainability. What were you going to tell us about the Woodland Trust?
Working with the Woodland Trust, speaking with them through the week there. That they're going to be planting the trees for us, help us find the ground, etc. And it'd be nice. I actually joined the Woodland Trust. It's works out £4 a month. It'd be nice if our members joined them as well. Because they were telling me all about the 500 species that each oak tree look after. Fantastic piece of work. And there was a bit in the news today, down south obviously, with I can't remember what kind of trees it was, some diseases killing off about 6 million trees or something like that, millions of them. So yeah, us planting the oak tree, which is going to be in about March.
Yes,
kind of planting over the winter, but the trees are all there. They're all lying in the nursery. We've got hundreds of them, we've got thousands of them as and when we need them. Good. So they'll be planted probably in March sometime. Doing
our bit. And the cards are oak as well, sustainability. And everything we do the best for the environment, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, the oak cards, they'll be almost ready to go with them. We've got the design, got everyone. I spoke to the company this morning. There's just a 7-day lead in, so get your early numbers, get your low numbers, and you get that extra 6 weeks, 8 weeks of membership, because we'll not be renewing until November if you've joined up just now. So you're getting up to the 1st November.
And plus the benefits are picking up as well. We've got quite a few people giving us, coming back to us, we're offering discounts, so too much for us to dwell on at the moment.
An interesting one, I think I spoke to this week, is Invercarron Restaurant. We're up at Loch Carron, we're up the Applecross area.
Right.
They're very interested in joining us. John, I can't remember his second name, McGlone, I think it is. He's a whisky ambassador.
Brilliant.
He loves his whisky bar and does whisky tastings himself, so he's really interested
to go and visit him.
To driving people there. Yeah, so, that's another one on the list coming in.
That's good. And Michael Kelman's dialed in. Phil Owens up there in sunny Pennycook. He's wishing the best to Mammy and Daddy, Aggie Baggy and Pork Chop. And you'll see who's came in tonight through the door, eh?
Oh, the Hoover.
The Hoover has arrived.
The Hoover,
Kenneth the Hoover.
I need to pour more whisky tonight. He just lovers at me if I didn't pour enough whisky. He can hoover up at the end of the night.
That's it. He can smell a dram like a shark can smell blood a mile away, you know.
I write his one for the Mortlack tonight. We'll see him for a couple of weeks.
That's it. But no. So anyway, Tatty Peel, we've talked about the membership. Get yourself signed up. We've said a wee bit about who's watching and who's listening in. Mike Kinnear's now in from, my brother from another mother up in Aberdeen. So, shall we get stuck in about it?
Aye.
Yes.
Mortlack. Love that sound.
Oh, yeah, dancer.
Remember, Mortlack's normally 500 mils,
I think it is it? No, just the bottle shape.
No.
Bear in mind that the Market Grill, we've got the 16-year-old and we've got the 20-year-old. There's a few others there. Mr. Dewar, I don't know if he's in tonight. Mike, I hope you're doing well up there in sunny Aberdeen, bud. The weather will be changing.
Rain forecast all day the morning, isn't it?
That's it. But there's one good thing that you could do if you're feeling a little bit cold. What could warm you up?
A good dram.
A good dram. And investing in a membership to the Whisky Passport. That'll heat you up.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So the first one we're going to taste tonight, Graham, is a Mortlack. It's a Mortlack 12-year-old. It's a Speyside.
Yep.
Up in Dufton, which is, I'm sure it's 7 different distilleries in Dufton. And it's called the Rome of the North.
That's
Edinburgh, it's Athens, the North, because instead of having 7 hills like Rome has, there's 7 distilleries round about it. It's currently owned by Diageo. But I can't remember who opened it, but in the early 1900s it was bought over by the Johnny Walker Group.
Oh, right, okay.
So it is still one of the major ingredients in the Johnny Walker blend. And I'm pretty sure some of the older Mortlacks will be in the blue label as well. So it's not an open distillery, it's a closed distillery as they call it. And it makes something like 9-10 million litres a year, because
they've expanded, they've added more to it.
Yeah, it's because it's feeding the Johnny Walker brand, so it's just on the outskirts of the Dufton. It looks a nice distillery. I love the wee sort of the back of the river there, so it looks absolutely good.
It's one that I'd love to go to. Scott Watson was giving me the heads up. Talking about Scott Watson, I don't know if he's in tonight. He wanted me to do something, but anyway.
Okay, will you remember it later? So have a look at I can't stop nosing that. It's a fantastic nose, it. But have a look at the colour here, just a nice bright golden colour.
We've got Gregor over in Portland, Oregon again, styled in on the YouTube, and we've got Graham Nichol and Ewan Burns as well. Say hello to you guys.
Well, need for the West Coast of America, we've not got any light whiskies that we can actually use as a breakfast whisky.
I know.
We can pour it in our cornflakes at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yum, 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 yum.
But yeah, have a look at it. Born matured, absolutely fantastic colour. It's a bit toasted up there, I suspect. But look at the legs on the Mortmac. It was absolutely great. Nice thick legs, nice and slow coming down there.
Mike, what time do you call this to dial in? You should have been in a long time ago, bud.
What, Mike?
Mikey LaRue.
Oh, Mike LaRue. Oh, aye, because it'll be bedtime in Spain, 10 o'clock.
Tapas time.
Tapas time, yeah. But look at the legs on the Mortmac, Graham. You don't pay attention.
Yeah,
but,
no, I'm just
nice
trying to
and
make
slow,
sure.
nice and thick, lovely, lovely. And Mortmac is one of the few. It's Auchentoshan is the only distillery in Scotland at the moment who triple distill, but they call it 2.81 because it's the wee witchy.
I know a wee witchy. Lives in Pennycook, Carlips Road. Well, let me tell my mammy I said that.
Was that married to pork chop?
Aye, married to pork chop.
Yeah, it's what they call the wee witchy because through years that the pot stills have got a minimum size, and this is the minimum. The witchy is a minimum size.
Yeah,
so they do it again. They only do a percentage of the spirit through the third time. So they call it 2.81 distillation, and it gives a lot of the meatiness back to the whisky. And it's
a beautiful drop.
Yeah.
Beautiful drop.
So I'll have a quick nose of it. There's absolutely no smoke. So where have we got to put it on the flavour map?
No smoke. I thought we were on fire. Here we go to save the day.
He's got his new board and
smoky,
it's all fitted up there.
We're going to get all this popped in.
So the Mortmac, looking at the colour of it, it's quite light. It's not away in the straw colour here, so we're not going to go over to the light, but it's no rich, so it's not over to
the tatty pale side.
So there's a halfway line. I would say it's sitting somewhere about 2/3 of the way over to the halfway line. Absolutely no smoke in that. So yeah, I would set it maybe just on the halfway line about there. That's roughly where I would put it. But on the nose, you just get the toffee coming through there.
Just to say as well, Mortmac was on special on Master of Malt tonight when I dialed in. Somebody's just reminded me.
So it's £10 off.
Aye, it's a good deal. Good deal.
So you get some toffee coming through there, some soft fruit coming. Oranges, great orange, thick marmalade.
Any peels?
Aye, some peels like the marmalade.
Orange peel, like a tatty peel.
You know, the fruit I'm getting, and it's quite bizarre, because I actually bought myself some pomegranate seeds.
For
Tesco's the other day there. And I can get a wee bit of that coming through. And the nuts. There's some
nuts, or hazelnuts.
Hazelnuts coming through that. Real
nice.
Almonds, hazelnuts. Wonderful aroma. Absolutely great. I can't take it away from my nose.
It's a
toffee.
It's a belter.
You know, the sweet is the toffee. Tofu is it?
Tofu with a wee bit in the middle.
You get that just coming through there. Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. Let's have a wee taste it.
I was telling the boys the other night there when they were in sampling that, wait until you try some of the Mortmac family, because once you get into that, you'll never look back with this stuff.
It's just amazing.
Aye.
It's not a cheap whiskey. The caramel toffee coming through there. Dried fruit raisins are coming through.
That's beautiful.
Cinnamon, the nuts, the hazelnuts, and the orange, real thick.
Yeah.
You know, the real dark, I don't know, is it thick cut marmalade you call it? The real dark marmalade?
Thick
It
stuff.
has that sort of bitterness coming through, and
It's just aye.
And
it's still going on.
You know, the crust, what do you call it? The rind.
The skin, the
rind.
rind.
The rind sort of thing. And it's quite oily. There's a lovely sort of, like olive oil sort of substance coming through to that.
Popeye.
Yeah. Oh, that's just amazing.
Jim Barry's in, my brother from another mother, from the mother shed. There's a drip in this roof somewhere, I think. Right,
a few drops of water.
That's perfect.
I'll just let it get settled in there. Back to the nose. It's not as toffee, eh? It's more just like a light caramel now. We're still getting the nuts and hazelnuts coming through.
Nuts, or hazelnuts.
It's actually quite interesting in the orange marmalade. It's come away from that thick cut to the like a thin cut, a lighter sort of orange.
Definitely, aye.
A satsuma, a sort of tangerine nose coming through it now. But it's wonderful, absolutely so pleasant. And it was great without the water in the nose. I would say the nose just the water in it just. Great for a 12-year-old whisky.
No, it's a belter.
On the palate, dried fruit. It's funny. I forgot to go back. The pomegranate I felt was there before. There's nothing but the water in it.
No.
Either pair. It's not as. It just opens up the flavours up a wee bit. Raisins, you've got the dried fruit, dates almost, caramel, spice in it. I got a wee bit cinnamon coming through in that.
Yeah.
Talking. And the hazelnuts. Just
Nuts, or hazelnuts.
There's also just a wee hint of
green apples. I've been waiting for it. I thought that myself.
I don't have green apples for a couple of weeks.
Green apples.
On the palate with water, I can get a bit nice sort of Granny Smith, sort of bit on the southern apple. Nothing without it. It was more the pomegranate sort of thing. But, it's just absolutely wonderful.
It's a cracker. I preferred it without the water in it, to be truthful. Just for me, anyway. That was.
It's quite a medium sort of lingering finish. The nuttiness is coming through. It's more like almonds for me now coming through. Hazelnuts, the dryness.
Brian Johnston's loving the green apples, and so's the crazy Kev there.
A bit citrusy now.
Somebody saying pumpkin.
We get citrus at the end. It's lingering and
it's still hanging about.
Limey, orangey, sort of coming in there. Really thick. The marmalade like a jam. Sort of, that's
just
wonderful.
A belter. Absolutely. Wonderful. What do you guys think of that one? Is that a thumbs up, Georgie Porgy? Are you enjoying that whiskey?
Yes.
Okay.
He's too busy talking.
He's too busy talking.
He's trying to protect his drum.
Keep it down in the back there. We're performers, top professional athletes as well. Yes, we are professional athletes. Keep it down.
That's certainly absolutely. Well, you knew what was going to come in this one before we tasted it. It's always going to get
it. And the 16 and the 20, it just goes bang, bang, bang.
I think I've said before, when I worked at Glenkinchie some years ago, the guys from Mortlach came down to do a VIP tasting, and they couldn't get in under snow or something like that. So the staff, we at 10 o'clock in the morning, we got a chance to taste it, and we had the 12, 16, 18, and I think it was a 25, if memory serves me.
Right.
We're talking about £800 a bottle for the 25 or £700. And for me, the Mortlach 18 was just stunning. £400 of there of a bottle. But I'm sure you were only buying it in the duty free at the airport, the World of Whisky.
Right.
And I'm sure it was some 400, but it was 500ml bottles as well. So it was really expensive stuff. But
you get what you.
That's middle of the road. Price wise, £50, just under £50 a bottle.
I've got a friend that's won't go too much into it, but I knew he was a whiskey lover. I've only got one pal. It's my mammy. Probably no speaking to me now that you called her a witchy woo. But anyway, my friend, he liked his whiskey, and I went to see him one day, and I actually took him the Mortlach 16-year-old for him to try. I emailed him a couple of weeks later saying, how you're getting on. He says, I've been ordering it by the case. He was lapping it up. Brilliant.
Yeah, it really is. It's excellent quality whiskey.
Perfect. So what are we giving that one?
Oh, it gets a seal of approval.
Right, MD, seal of approval. Anybody in the audience, seal of approval? Thank you. See,
MD's not had enough whiskey.
MD, we're done, Bob. Thank you. So that was a belter. That really was. Yeah. That's it. James McDonald, cheers for Fife over at the Kingdom. I'd rather be a lifer. Takes me back to my Jack Hills and era in nightclub days. Still got the scars from when I worked in Fife. But anyway.
Jack Hills, we used to go for the police college there. Tullyallen on a Wednesday night. You get out at night.
All right.
It's the only time you're allowed to get the concrete at 7 to 9. That was, jeez, that's.
Jeez, it means I was even born.
Oh. You should.
Magic.
I'm sure we were born about the same time as Glenallachie was started about 1967, no?
What was that about?
Glenallachie was 1967.
Is that right?
So it's not the same time as you.
Not Christ, cheeky monkey. He's a cheeky monkey!
It's privately owned. I think it's just the Glenallachie something group who own it, distillery group or something like that. It's three individuals who own it. So I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. It's just outside Aberlour.
Yep.
Just again, Speyside. But nice, look at the colour of that, nice sherry matured. And it is 58.2% alcohol by volume.
Oh, it's a strong one.
Darren, you be very careful with that tonight.
Aye.
58.2.
And then you be taking your clothes off there, George. And watch Kenny. The only reason he's sitting next to you is so he can get some of your whiskey. I know what he's like.
Talking about clothes off and running naked. Is
I know Gordon Brown.
I've not heard from him for a couple of weeks.
It's funny. I've seen him, but I've not heard from him this evening.
Okay, Glenallachie 15 cask strength, batch 3. As most of you know, that these sort of specialist expressions now are specific batches, and there's so many of them. I know the nose is incredible, isn't it? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this as well. I've never tasted it before. I say I've only think they have a standard 40%. A 10-year-old, which for me is a bit rough. That's all one I've had of Glenallachie.
So I've got a 15-year-old here. I thought we tried to do one before. 11. Was it an 11 we done it? I think we done the port or the sherry. It was an 11 or was it a 12? Because they brought out a few expressions recently. I mean,
could have been was it 12? There you go. I've the idea. I just pick them and forget about them once I've nosed them. But look at the lovely golden colour. A bit cherry matured there. I think it's Oloroso sherry they do, is it?
Any fake tan, tatty peel?
No. Natural colour. They actually declare natural colour. So there you are. Lovely colour. We look at the legs.
Oh, we like the legs, MD.
Splash them on my
shirt there. Oh, lovely legs.
Yeah, they're very similar to the mudlark leg, actually. They're very slow, very thick.
Just lovely colour.
Just absolutely wonderful. Quick nose at it. No, that's
great.
Interesting. You just get a wee piffy smoke in that.
Aye.
So let's have a wee look at the flavour map.
That's it.
It's still got that thick the cough. So the colour has got to come to the rich tatty peel side. It's got that rich. I've not done any tours now since the 3rd of March. I've not had a paid job since March. So the wealth's gone down very quickly. But a wee piffy smoke I get in that just in the very first. So we're going to head into the smoke area, coming over fairly rich. So about halfway, I would suspect, just in the first square, halfway up here, Glenallachie, maybe even pushing up to there a bit. Lovely, just.
It's got a great nose on it, brilliant. Really like it.
On the nose, we're getting lots of fruit here. I get berries, raspberries, strawberries, nice red berries coming through, honey.
Sweetheart, pork chop style in now.
Yeah.
I like it's
quite nutty as well. There's a bit hazelnut in that, I think.
Nuts, oh hazelnuts. What about MD? Do you get the hazelnuts in it?
He's just frowning.
He's frowning, aye.
Very much Bourneville dark chocolate coming through there.
So great.
Honey. Pepper, there's
a bit of pepper, aye.
You get chilli down there? Pepper chilli?
Plenty
I had some chilli jam on toast for my breakfast this morning. So chilli breakfast, so.
Are we going to see the Christmas spices at this point?
No, I can't get it in the nose.
Oh, I can get the Christmassy stuff.
No, we'll taste it. I suspect we'll get in the palate though.
Aye.
Just for the sherry.
Oh,
that's cash strength.
That's definitely cash strength.
You definitely get the Christmas cake, the spices coming through there.
George, you'll be sleeping till next week drinking that.
Cinnamon, cloves.
Oh, it's lovely.
Treacly.
Coffee.
A bit apple as well. No, red apple. It's got that dryness here.
Oh, you can get the dry right at the black peppercorns.
I heard you on the chilli, Dan. I would say a wee bit on the palate. It's a bit spicy.
Yes, definitely picking that up. Still hanging about, eh?
But you've got that smoke there, and quite a long finish.
It's still kicking on, aye. Oh,
like all the caramel, honey, spices, nutmeg coming through.
Bourneville chocolate.
Yeah, definitely Bourneville chocolate in there. I got that more in the nose than actually got in the palate.
Certainly, you can tell the power. There's a lot of power in that.
For me, on the palate, there's more fruit and spices, where the chocolate treacle was on the nose. Really good.
It's certainly
lovely.
Aye.
And you can feel the 58.2%.
Feel it.
Really, but it's not harsh.
No.
Lovely smooth whiskey. So
it's still that from that first wee sip, it's still lingering.
The back on the nose, you're getting the nuts, the honey, nice berries, fruit berries coming through.
Baked beans and bologna.
And you're still getting the chocolate. Still getting Bourneville dark chocolate coming through in the nose. Yep, that's lovely. Really. Yeah, I can't remember what the last one was with Taste of Glenallachie. My memory serves me right. It wasn't my favourite one. The 15 thing sits in my mind for some weird. I remember Glenallachie 15 as an option in Director's Dram.
I think it was a Director's Dram. I had picked stuff up. Talking about Director's Dram, we've not been asking these guys any questions tonight, but I tell you what, we've forgotten to tell them, which we've not. We're just trying to change things about a bit. We're going to have some Director's Drams. I went into the cupboard and I picked up some of these things because we have a special stash for special members. You've got to know the special password. There we go. So we've got number 1, which is a Lagavulin 8-year-old there, Tatty Pio. What's it saying there? What's it going on about? I think this is a spell.
I've seen that they brought that out about 7-8 years ago, and it's quite light compared to the 6-year-old, which is Sherry Mature. I think it's really light in colour. I have tasted it before, again at Glen Kimchi. Feta Cairn 16, not tried that before.
That's not long out, that's...
I remember doing the Feta Cairn. I thought it was a 16 we tried, but it was a Tommy Tool 16.
Oh, Tommy Tool, right, yeah.
But I'm liking the colour of that.
The colours.
One of this.
I had to bring this big bad boy out. It was winking.
I
was like, come ahead.
Aberlour Abuna, cash strength 60%, 60.1, 60.2%. I was telling the boys before the show, I was in the British Ambassador's residence in New York and got kind of wrecked in that with a chap John Stevenson when we were guests of Visit Scotland. So Aberlour had a stand, so it was fantastic.
Responsible drinking folk. We do not promote drinking like this unless
it was a few years ago. I was young
and daft and had the hair. He was a hippie in those days.
I wasn't that far. I was only 3 years ago.
Oh, right, okay.
But the Aberlour Abuna, Aberlour had a stall. We were there for a Burns night with the Ambassador and Scottish Development International, Visit Scotland and that. We were in a trade mission with them, and Aberlour had the stand, and it was absolutely stunning. And I remember that. So just remember that when you're doing your Evokes. Right,
anyway, 1, 2, and 3, guys, just to keep you going.
We put the water in.
Yeah.
We put the water in. You get that wee whiff of smoke still there. Peppery, honey, nuts.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. I've lost the fruit now. There's no fruit with the water. No chocolate. Oh yeah, a wee hint of chocolate. Yeah, the chocolate's here. Yeah. I think Liv knows that. Yeah, that's all it tastes.
Yeah.
Director's Dram, Aberlour Abuna. Remember that.
Oh no, it's
wow. That certainly needs
water.
A drop of water. And I always say that with cash strength. It's funny because I do my master classes online as well. And the one they ask you about, can you drink it with water? My theory is, it's the best way to drink it. And you get the people who come and say you can't put water in it. So what's the bloody ingredients of single malt whiskey? What's the 3 ingredients? Water, yeast and barley. So how can you say you can't drink it with bloody water in it? When it comes out, except for the cask strength, it's diluted anyway down to 40-43%. But that needed a wee touch of water.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's still bouncing about in the palate there.
The finish is not as long, but you get the caramel, the honey, and the hazelnuts coming through. And
nuts, hazelnuts.
Nutmeg, you got the dryness of the nutmeg. Yeah. But yeah, that certainly gets the seal of approval.
George, what did you think of that? He needed a gallon of water in it, he was saying.
It's pretty strong. It's 58.2 if I remember again. Yeah, 58.2, which is pretty strong.
Yeah.
And there's some cask strength you can get away with. Just a wee drop of water. But it was. I wouldn't say it was harsh.
No,
without the water, but it softened it, really opened it up. And I would say it definitely needed water.
Definitely.
But it certainly gets the seal of
approval. So what are we giving it, guys? George, did you give it the seal of approval?
I never heard you, George. If you do it, I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, we'll get them on. Brian Johnston, he likes this big bad boy and said it's
you tried it before, Brian?
Yeah, it's super top. So, before we get on to number 3, what is the fact of the week?
Fact of the week is after Iliac. I think I touched on it last week. Iliac is the name people from Islay call themselves. They're Iliacs from the island of Islay.
All right.
So that should be fact of the week.
And do we ask what they call people from Haddington that used to come from McMurray and went to Ross High?
Numpties.
Was it that?
It could have been.
Kind of put it there. Gentle people.
So, number 3, Iliac.
Right.
Again, 58%. What have we done here? 58% alcohol by volume.
The boys will be sleeping well tonight.
Cask strength. Looks absolutely wonderful in colour. There's not much in the bottle there, but
that's it. Now's the time to hit the parents up for some money, kids. Daddy, can I get £20? Okay, my darling, here you go.
It's. I don't know if it was just the export for a while, but it's a very popular whisky in Sweden.
Sweden?
It's
it's
an unnamed distillery, a mystery distillery, but Bowmore's the closest. And I think when you actually have a nose, it reminds me a bit of Bowmore. I could be talking nonsense. It's just a gut feeling I've got, shall we say. I'm sure.
I was
Dr. Will Lumsden will probably know.
DB, or talking about DB, what about David Brown?
David Brown will probably know if it's about, yeah.
Stephen Johnston wants number 3. Now Mike's got that one at home, but I don't know if that's home in Canada, or if it's in Spain.
You can get in the States, in Canada, yeah.
What's the weather like, Mike, in Spain? Is it nice? I will soon
He's not going to
find
answer
out.
you. They put
No,
sure.
he will,
Where
he
we
will.
take you?
If I shout it loud enough, you'll hear me.
Look at the colour, Leah. It looks lovely, dark golden colour, really, really rich. As I say, I like my whiskies that colour.
Oh,
far nicer. I think they're a lot sweeter and smoother. You get the caramels and the toffees as opposed to the citrus, which for me that's my preference. So let's have a look at the legs, Graham.
Oh, the legs. I like
really slow, really slow,
just
really heavy.
A bit like yourself.
A bit slow, cumbersome. Yeah, that's how I describe the legs there.
Chunky elephant paws.
That's an interesting. It really is an interesting one. It's not dissimilar to Lagavulin, like coming down there. Lagavulin 16, not the
18-year-old.
So let's have a quick nose, and the first thing you get is the phenol. So where are we going to stick that in the flavour?
Right, I'm going to say, here we go.
I would say it's very rich, very rich, coming away over here, and the smoke, it's sitting not as smoky as the Lagavulin 16, because I would put that in here. I would put it very, very close to it. It's not dissimilar to Lagavulin 16.
Yeah, I actually thought maybe a Lagavulin myself.
Interesting enough, the first nose I get is iodine, which normally you get from the Islay whiskies without the sherry.
Right.
Your Ardbeg, standard Ardbegs and that. Real peaty, the phenols are.
Like a youthful peat, would you say?
Is it aged at all?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, it's unaged. What do they call it? It's supposed to be a young whisky, yeah. It's not aged, but it's not a very old whisky. And I think you get that iodine. I think that's possibly what's coming through there rather than sort of maturing.
Mike said he's got wind. Oh, it's windy today. Sorry, Mike. 12 degrees.
Too much information, Mike.
Michael's bought one of the 63 series. So you'll open it, this one, after the best.
You get that again. Am I getting to speak now?
So anyway, what was I going to say?
I can peat. Quite citrusy. A wee bit orangey coming through there, orange peel again.
No tatty peel.
Not like that. Herbs. Coriander, actually. Coriander coming. Yeah, salty.
Herbal nose.
The grass. It's like grass. Yeah. It's like
seaweed, salt smell.
Yeah, the salt will definitely get salty coming through there. But the grass is quite interesting, like walking through a coo field. Standing in a coo plant, you get that coming up. Yeah, it's not the best nose in the world, but it's quite interesting.
That reminds me, did you see on the news tonight there's going to be no milk for the whole of next week?
How's that?
Because the coos are having a week off. Boom! You heard it here today, folks. Can't get better than this for a membership as well. For £25, you should all be sealing the deal.
Sealing the deal. You'll be wanting to go up.
Cherries.
Cherry?
Rich cherries.
Yeah.
If that's what you get, remember I'm writing in the book.
Maraschino cherries. Yep. I know where you're coming from with that. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Yep.
Let's have a wee taste it anyway.
Sippy.
Wow. That's peaty.
Aye.
That is peaty. Wow, that must
taste.
Be 40-50 ppm.
I would say up there. That's
really peppery, spices, nutmeg, cinnamon. Really.
What's everybody thinking
salt
about
and
this?
pepper.
Brian Johnston, are you liking this? I know he's not much a peat person.
It's like lemon coming at the back of that. Quite a long finish. Lemon just sitting at the back of there. Rind lemon, but certainly salt, pepper, spices, nutmeg, cinnamon. Really, the iodine, really phenol, really peaty though. That's
I'm excited. I quite like them when you put the water in them and it really sort of flips them. You know, the sweet and sour, the yin and yang, the balance. You know,
yin and yang.
Yin and yang.
A lot on it, yeah. It's still going there. Really long finish, and it is reputed to be a young whisky. And I can understand. I know that the Swedes like Islas.
Sweden, Islas. Is that the woman?
Back to the nose. We touch the water. Iodine's still there. Grassy.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change it much at all. Still very salty.
Mike's saying that his whiskey's in Canada.
All right. But I'm still getting citrus. I'm getting lemon, lime coming through that. Yeah, it's really citrusy. Again, it's unusual for the colour, but it's a young whisky. It definitely is a young whisky. It's not maturing full into the caramels and the toffees with the sherry cask. But it's a very pleasant nose with the water in it. But, I thought it was quite a harsh nose before without the water, but it softens it. But certainly peatier in it. Wow, it doesn't take anything off it, does it? It's all right.
Boys will be lapping that up. Wow. Kenny, you're in luck tonight, mate. You've got a lot of minesweeping to do.
Really, really salty, peppery. But I'm still getting citrus, lemon and lime coming through that game. And spices. I would actually put chili into that now.
Yeah, I'd say chili.
Quite a fiery chili. Good
habanero
chili. There you go. Mike LaRue will know a habanero chili. That side of the Atlantic.
Mine's like much better with the water. Susan Innes, I was loving it.
But the longer it's sitting there in the back of the tongue, the sweeter it's becoming. It's really getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and saltier. And you get a lot more salt coming through it. It's almost like brine seawater, salt water, yeah.
I was looking forward to this, the whole benefit about being a member and doing this stuff is we try stuff that you would never normally do, and this was the one that really ticked my boat. I thought, I'm looking forward to this one, tonight.
Yeah, when I selected it, it looked nice.
Yeah.
There was just something about it. It's still there, but drying. It's long and drying. Cigar smoke now coming through, but I'm still getting the sweetness, salt and pepper.
Push it real good.
What is it? You get the Chinese, the chili ribs, salt and chili ribs.
Oh, right.
The garlic. Yeah.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't say it's my favourite whisky. It's not my favourite.
I'm enjoying it.
It's pretty pleasant, and I would give it the seal of approval, Graham. The Dan's been on the whisky now. He's joining you there.
He's getting on. That's my boy. Well done, MD. That's blooming good. That is. So
it's just a wee drink of water there, just to
clear it up the palate. And
it's. I'm still. It really is. It's like a mouthful of seawater. I'm getting so much salt in that. And if you have too much salt in your plate or something like that, you get that in the back of the tongue. But it's not unpleasant.
No,
it's not unpleasant. It's actually. It's decent.
And
certainly gets the seal approval.
58% as well.
It's the cask strength, and I think your Isla, when you get your peat of the cask strength as well, it's not harsh. Like you just get that extra sort of bite, but it's certainly cigar smoke at the end there with some fruit and salt and pepper.
Yeah, push it real good.
Aye, very nice.
Excellent. So, can I peel?
What's your 1, 2,
3, whatever you want to do?
1 to 3. Well, I couldn't go past Mortlach.
It's just
it is my top one. I'd have to go in numerical order. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I would maybe go as much. I like the Mortlach. I love the Mortlach. That'll always win for me. But on this occasion, I think I'll go 3, 1, 2.
It's all nonsense, man.
No, hey, this is what the speciality is about. Everybody has,
and I'm sure somebody will come away with. What was you? 2, 1, 3, or 2, 3, 1.
Oh,
2, 1, 3 done. Yeah.
Michael was on 2, 1, 3. Is that what I said? No, I said 3. 2, 1, 3.
Right, so we go that way.
That way, to that, like that. That was my last one.
Was it?
Aye.
So
that
3,
was
1, 2.
Yeah, 3, 2. No, 3, 1, 2. Da-da-da-da-da.
Right, make your mind up. Last chance. Start again. You want to take some more again?
Talking about. Where's the hand? Remember, we used to have a crazy hand that used to help us. I've not seen him for a bit. Have you seen him for a bit?
No.
Tricky Nicky. I think he's barred. I think he's been locked in the house.
I thought it was Richard Webb done it. We got his fingers cut off with one of these chopping things, axe cutters or something like that.
Well, we've not seen Tricky Nicky, but I think he's dialing in anyway. Yeah. So here we go. Mike LaRue, 1, 3, 2. And then Moorlands, 1, 2, 3. So there's a few variations.
1, 2, 3. Brian Johnson, you'll be the same. Brian's usually about the same as me. 1, 2, 3. I'm sure. Right, director's dram. What's the votes for the director's dram? Number 3 has to be that.
All right,
It has to be
let's
that.
get
Has to be
stuck
that,
in about it. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah, beauty.
You're a dancer.
Glasses over there doing
Right.
right.
Have no fear.
There's so much phenol in that.
That had a lot.
I've got to.
I'll not be putting a lot because Kenny's hovering about like a bad smell here. He'll be thinking it's Christmas time. There we go. I'll pull this here.
But we've kept the last 2 weeks in the.
I know we've
in the
kept
bottle
them. Aye,
they're in the cellar somewhere.
That's
Now there's the where it comes. Graham Blakey has poured my whiskey for me. That is an absolute first.
You know, it's just a professional touch, folks.
Oh, aye.
Absolutely. Right.
He moans at me every week for not giving me enough. I know.
I didn't want to go too much. Kenny will not be leaving. He has to be here by before 10 o'clock.
Aberlour, it's in the village of Aberlour. It's a Speyside. And a few weeks ago, we tried the Aberlour 12-year-old, the double mature, the sherry mature. Absolutely, it's one of the best ones we've actually put on. I think it was absolutely tremendous. Albeit I do like my Edward Hours and my Balvenis, but you know, the more you're tasting like this, the more things are climbing on top of each other. Right. But as I said, I had this only once 3 years ago, and I've never bought myself a bottle because it's cask strength. So I was hoping you would go for this one. It's the colour, it's the sherry. And I think when you look at the colour, it's exactly the same colour as the double matured. Which I saw in Tesco's the other day there. Was this morning I was in Tesco yesterday morning. It was like 35 quid. It's not a bad deal. I'm sure this is about 70, 80 pound a bottle.
Yeah, it's about 80, 100, 200 pound a bottle. Good deal.
Right,
it's only £5 odds here.
It's £15 it says here.
But you all get your discount because you're members of the Whisky Passport.
But you can see the double maturation and the sherry maturation. Absolutely great. Have a look at the legs on this.
Let's see the leggies, the leggy peggies. What do you reckon of the legs over there, boys?
Lots of short legs.
You filmed my legs, I'm up there.
Coming away now, absolutely beautiful. That's great.
Oh, forget it's a director's drama. Sorry, guys. Oh well. Obviously, we will know what it's like, and you won't.
Darren's sitting there drooling now. You can see the slavers coming out his mouth.
Darren had it the other night and didn't like it.
Did you know?
No. So, anyway, there you go. I'm just doing him a favour.
Some folk can hang about whiskey, yeah. But again, we'll have a wee look at the flavour map on this.
Let's have a really look.
That's fabulous. Really. Again, on the halfway line, absolutely zero smoke. So it's coming right away on the halfway line, sitting over here. Your dull, you and remember, just share it. But there is some double maturation there. So, yeah, about 3/4 away on the halfway line. On the nose, toffee. Caramel, really honey coming through. The fruits, it's a bit citrusy actually. Orange marmalade as well coming. Spices. It's cloves.
Because that's 3 cask strength whiskies we've been on tonight. Christ.
Look, I was just sitting them. Oh, and again, it's my dream come true in whiskey. Just the sweetness, the caramel, the toffee.
I thought your dream come true was standing here with me on a Friday night.
Right, how can I answer that one sensibly?
Thank you.
Oh, it is, it's wonderful.
I'm so blessed.
But you've just got all the caramel toffee. You know, it's like Galaxy caramel. You get that salted caramel.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of that. It's nice soft caramel spewing out the chocolate.
Well, no, probably not. With Gregor and the company, you know. And talking about that, Nigel Flynn's just dialed in from over there in Belfast. How we doing? He's on about the legs and necklaces or something like that. And how much are the green apple T-shirts? Well, if you sign up and you join up, you will be able to get a green apple T-shirt for a special reduced price.
Special price.
Special price.
Right, where were they? Bruna, yeah.
Good
Toffee, caramel. A wee bit nuts coming through.
Nuts.
Yes. And it's like almonds. It's not got the dryness of hazelnuts. Almonds, yeah. Marzipan.
Yep. Get the marzipan.
Great.
Lovely.
Great taste.
Kenny's putting the hand to tell you to stop drinking.
Wow.
Holy big beans and baloney, Batman!
Well, the difference to that, to the 58%, the Glenallachie.
Aye.
It's no harsh, it's really heavy.
Yep.
It's, now, how can we describe that? That's really,
just
nice. Gets you treacle. real toffee, hardcore toffee, really treacly. You know, you get the tins, the treacle out the tin.
Yeah.
It's like eating that. But there's just a wonderful caramel, dark chocolate. I don't know if there's any dark chocolate with caramel coming through it, but it's just your dark chocolate. You've got the spices coming through now. Definitely nutmeg coming through on the palate. But you never got that. It's cloves on the nose, with nutmeg on the palate. Long finish. You can tell it's cast strength.
Oh, absolutely.
You can tell he's talking rubbish. Sorry, Bill. Sorry. But
you talking there?
I was talking to
It's
Darren.
not too much already. It's not gonna, you've already put water in it.
No. Look, look, that's one of the classics. You get that. Like, turn around. Just with the colour. Look up at the light when you do that. You'll not see it in the camera. Watch the oil separating that.
I see it separating. Oh, it was amazing, Tatty Peel. Brilliant.
You can see it.
Oh,
It excited me there for a minute.
I've seen him
I got
excited there.
It was. I always talk about that quite often. You didn't really see it in the camera, so get the director's dram and try that next week.
Yes.
It really is. You can, and that's just opening the flavours, and you'll get the benefit of that once you taste it on the palate. Back to the nose. The touch of water, just so soft.
Aye.
It's just toffee, caramel, orange peel.
Tatty Peel!
I knew that was coming on my mouth there either.
Mikey Boy's got a 15-year-old mortlack at home.
But I'm giving it a wee bit white chocolate coming through on the nose. With some water in it. White chocolate, caramel bar.
I get caramel bar.
Yeah, just very little fruit. Very little fruit.
That's it.
Taste that though. Wow, night and day. That is a fantastic dram with a touch of water in it. It just takes that edge off it. These oils opening. Hopefully you saw.
And it's well balanced. It's not
and it's just caramel, toffee, syrup, honey coming through now. Just
still going strong.
Honey. Yeah, medium to long finish, but sweetness.
Yeah, sweetheart.
Okay, Darren.
Honey.
For me, Dan was saying he didn't like it that night they tried it.
Would that be a finishing dram for you? Or would that be something that you would have
If I-
fire slips or...
If I started on it, I would never come off it. It's happened in New York, Dan. I just think it's a fantastic drop of whiskey. And I speak every week about me liking the caramels and toffees and the sherry, and it gets me going. It gets my taste buds just like that. But there's a lovely dryness to it and just smoothness. It's 60% alcohol.
Absolutely, it's a cracker. It gets you going.
Yeah, and it's like the treacle. Did it get going? Did it?
It gets you going.
But the toffee,
no, it's
chocolate,
lovely.
everything coming through. Everything I just love about a whiskey. That sweetness coming through. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely, I quite like a cast strength at the end of the night just to finish off, because once you've hit that peak with cast strength.
Is that what was on McGregor's up in
Poor Gregory. We're barred for your behaviour, but anyway,
I'd have 2 breakfasts that next morning as well. You never used breakfast.
Poor Lily never got anything after.
But that's I'm going to have to buy myself a bottle of that. I think it's just
it's a cracking drop, Mike.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. And you've flown it on it. Glenkinch had done a distillery only bottle. I think it was a 2013 bottle, which was that colour, and it was really
beautiful.
It was £8 a bottle then. It's 140, 150 a bottle now. And that reminds me of the Glenkinch.
That was a cracking drop. I used to get them for the foreigners that used to come in and visit uptown, wanted a special bottle of whiskey, and I would have a few. And of course, I sold them all to the foreigners, and I've not even got any left myself. You know,
because compared to the distillery exclusive they call it now, last one is a brandy sort of mature.
It was
too sweet for me. But no, the Aberlour Abuna, it just brings back great memories.
Memories.
Fantastic. And we're going to give away is the director's ram, but we've got an announcement.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Friday nights.
That's it, folks. Friday night, next week, there'll be no show.
We're having a week off.
We're going to have a week off. But we will be back the following week, which makes that the 16th of October. We'll be back. However, if you want to come in next Friday night and have a few whiskies, feel free, folks, to come down. We've got this area. There's plenty of drams. You're more than welcome. Tatty Peel will be putting his feet up and relaxing with Jay-Z. So the next...
I'll not be relaxing with him.
So the 16th will be back on track. We're going to announce what the whiskies are tomorrow, aren't we?
Yes, I'll be picking them tomorrow. Just, yeah.
We're going to pick the whiskies for the next couple of weeks after that, so there'll be
Yeah.
the 2 weeks and then a break and another 2 weeks.
As of tonight, we're going to go fortnightly.
Yeah.
But however, we'll see how it goes from there. We're very flexible. If people want to come back weekly or put Graham on monthly, we'll do whatever's required.
Absolutely.
We just feel it's time now to drive the membership and get the membership going. Once we get to a few hundred members, things will change again to suit the membership. And as soon as we get the hospitality places opened up, it'll give us a bit more flexibility as well.
Scoot about the country. Because the other thing is, folk, we're just looking for your feedback as well. How often, the frequency, we've talked about that, the cost of the whiskey, what's some whiskies you would like to see. Don't be shy to give us some recommendations. You know, we're still in our infancy. When we get our groove on, you know, we'll take all these things on board because it's a collective
Still
thing.
get the syrup.
It's still going good strong,
It's fabulous. Absolutely. It's great. Yeah, every fortnight. So we'll have the whisky selected. We'll have them on Facebook on Monday, and we'll see you on the 16th.
16th. So remember, £25. Get your membership. Join us. You could have as much fun as you want. Come in here, and like what these guys have all had tonight. They're ecstatic.
Mini Darren's bored with your crap.
Oh man, Mini Darren's the man. He's got the Market Grill T-shirt on. So
that's aye.
Aye. So looks like we've just to say thank you for everybody for dialing in. We've had a great night, had a superb evening. Thank you for everybody coming along. It's been good whiskey. Make sure they're finished so there's none left for Kenny. We'll see you in
No, I can see him glowering at you. I'll leave some for you.
I'm turning to stone, Medusa. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. And what we're going to say?
Slange.